Last time on Storytime, Bloodlines. A random group of strangers were summoned to a mysterious mansion in the middle of a desolate landscape. After arriving first, a gnome named Waggle decided to read a cookbook while he awaited others. A massive half-orc barbarian named Mouser, a tabaxi cat person named Zara, and a halfling druid named Brendan arrived soon after, along with 2 other groups of 4. While they pondered why they had come, a mysterious man named the Count arrived. He advised them they had all been summoned to locate the Wishing Orb, a relic of great power that he claimed resided in the house. After being told the treasure awaited, they were informed and then found out firsthand that they were all trapped inside until a wish was made. The challenge for the first key was presented in the form of a riddle, and after the group of bards, known as the McElroys, won, fortune spared our ragtag group of 4 from a penalty which was instead visited upon the mercenary group and the individual known as Eddard, who currently lays on the floor with his throat ripped out and is breathing his last breaths. The 3 other mercenaries are currently around Eddard, trying to stem the flow of blood. They're freaking the fuck out. Zachariah is crying. Eugenia is very concerned. They're all trying to do something, and they say, "Can anyone here heal?"
Can I cast Goodberry?
Sure.
Oh, you can put it directly into the throat sac.
Yeah, that's what I do. I
Oh,
cast
God.
Goodberry, which is 10 good berries, and I shove all 10 of them right down into where the throat's been ripped open.
So as you rush over there and start shoving these berries into Eddard's
They
throat,
keep falling out of his mouth.
Eugenia's like holding the throat closed, like trying to keep them in there, and like Eddard's spasming, but less and less, and then finally Eugenia takes their hands off of his throat, and Eddard's throat's still covered in blood, but you can see that the skin's starting to heal over. I'm describing healing magic in 5e, which doesn't really happen that often, but when that happens, you hear the Count say, "Well, that wouldn't be much of a penalty at all, would it?" And then the lights go out again, and when they come up this time, you're all still exactly where you were. In fact, Eugenia's hands are still very close to Eddard's throat, which is now exposed again. But below it, you can see the floor because Eddard's head is now gone.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
yeah, finger guns are coming way out. Like double finger guns. Oh my god.
Wait a second.
What?
Is that how you cast spells?
That's
Is with
his
finger
warlock
guns?
focus.
That's how one might cast spells.
Holy shit, that is awesome.
Okay.
I should also mention that for this particular moment, the Count is no longer in the room with
Oh
you.
my god, he had 2 kids.
Ariel's going to be pissed. The McElroys all just sort of stand up and they're talking to themselves and they're like, "What the fuck are we going to do?" And Clintonian's the only one that's calm and he's saying, "We have to find these keys. We have one already. We have an advantage. The mercenaries are down 1 and the other group is a group of idiots."
We're not mercenaries.
Do we hear them?
Oh yeah, you can totally hear them. He's not even trying to be quiet about it. He's not trying to hide the conversation. They're all panicked to the point where they don't even care, but they have to talk over the screaming of Zachariah. It's a really intense moment, and then you see curiosity over the face of Keith as he leans down and just tears off a piece of flesh from Eddard's neck and then pours some of his sauce on it. He says, "It works
my
with
God.
everything. It's crazy."
Gross.
And then the lights flicker again, and the Count is back in the room, sitting in the chair, and he says, "I think you all understand what I meant by
Yep.
penalty."
Let's go. Just out the door. You want us to go out the door here?
I don't care where you go. If I knew where they were, I'd, have them already. So, good luck, and let me know if you need more motivation. And he gets up, and he starts walking out the door, but as he's walking out the door, he just sort of fades out. Like he's there, and then he's transparent, and then he's just not there anymore.
Can we cess the McElroys there? Do they look well armed?
Yeah, they do, actually. They certainly look like they were traveling ready for battle. I'll go ahead and give you this too, based off of what you see. Clintonian looks like he has a warhammer and a sacred symbol. Justonian looks like he has some sort of arcane focus hanging around his neck. Traviston looks like he has some sort of axe that could probably fell a tree in one slice as long as he presses the button first. And Griffin looks like he's keeping some wild magic in check behind his joyful eyes that are now filled with
Okay,
tears.
I don't point a finger gun at them. Never mind.
You're like, get the fuck back! With your hands out.
Never mind. Okay, you guys can go.
Brendan will stand up with like her hands covered in blood and say, I don't like that guy's vibes, man.
So Mouser is he has enough motivation to just like leave, and he's going to leave the room because I'm assuming this room is a library. I'm envisioning a literal clue board, so I'm like,
Garrett, I would like you to take 1 point of inspiration because 3 things have inspired this campaign, and one of them is Clue, the board game.
Hell yeah.
Which is, by the way, what the map looks like, which is why I didn't send you guys an advanced copy of the map.
It was Mouser in the library with the candlestick.
it was Mouser. Yep. Should we all switch our weapons to like candlesticks and lead pipes?
If you want.
Okay, so yeah, he's going to just exit the room. He doesn't give a fuck about these other mercenaries or the McElroys or anything, so he's just going to be like, I think he understands that it's like, okay, there was enough connection, like, you die if you don't get the glow thing, so just, he's walking out and he's like, like Luigi's Mansion, just like walking through down the hall, I guess.
Oh yeah, Waggle straight up follows him. He identifies strength and wants to be close to strength.
Brendan will also follow, hands still covered in blood.
Zara will also follow the big barbarian man.
As like our clearly like crew gets together, he's going to turn around and look at Brendan and grab Brendan by the wrist, like, and lean down and take the bloody hand and like wipe it across his face.
You know, we could just find some water.
No, this is
So
better
gross.
for me. And then he turns and he walks back down the hall.
He like licks his lips a little bit. He's like, typo.
Yeah,
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, I like this guy. Waggle will holster the finger guns.
Yeah, yeah. You like my finger. I like your finger guns, and you like my bloodlust.
Yeah. Okay. I like him vibe with this guy. So
All right, so you guys have 5 other rooms that you guys can go and check out. I'm going to go ahead and make sure really quick. I didn't use the exact clue map, but I have it designed in a very similar fashion. So across the hallway, across this massive entryway, are 3 more rooms, and they all have closed doors. To your right and to your left on your side of the hallway currently, there are 2 more rooms, 1 on each. Both doors are closed as well. Inside the hallway, next to each of the rooms you're noticing for the first time, are a total of 5 statues that are very, very tall. They're almost up to the ceiling. And it looks like they probably would scrape the top of the ceiling if they had heads, which they don't. Their statues are cut off at like the bust line, like right above the nipple, right above the chest area. However, sitting atop one of those statues that didn't have a head before is Eddard's head, which is now just firmly mounted on the
French
top.
toast?
There's still blood kind of dripping down the side, and yeah, that's what you see when you come out into the hallway. You have the other 3 mercenaries that come out in the hallway, and they see it, and Zachariah just vomits immediately, and Eugenia and Keith start searching through the house, and they're opening various doors.
Mouse is going to take the head.
Okay. You'll have to climb up there to get it.
Oh, it's that. I was thinking like coat of arms, like not a coat of arms, like a suit of armor sitting there. But if it's too tall, then don't worry about it.
Brendan's gonna wipe her hands on the statue because it's already dripping with Eddard's blood anyway. So she's kind of like, just keep it all together.
Just keep all the blood over here.
Yeah. And she'll say, hey, maybe we can check out this delightful room first. Whatever door is next to the statue with his head. Yeah.
All right. So that will be the one to your right on your side of the hallway, and that particular room is the lounge. So you walk in, and there are some more ornate and apparently more comfortable sitting chairs. There's also a bunch of paintings that are hanging on the walls. This is sort of like an art decor room. They depict different various things, but there's 3 that stand out that are just larger than the rest of them, and they have some sort of creatures on them. As you walk in, you notice that one of them looks like a werewolf, one of them looks like a zombie, and then one of them looks like what appears to be a vampire, but it's more feral is a better way to put it. than what you're used to seeing or reading about when it comes to a vampire. When you walk into this room, you sort of take this all in. Roll a perception check.
Oh, nat 20. So 26.
18.
21.
9.
Damn. Those are all pretty good, except for Mouser. All right. So, Brendan and Zara, you both notice quite a few things. The first thing is that those 3 paintings seem to have frames that are not just more ornate, but they have a different material that makes them up. And it looks similar to the stones that make up the outside of this house, outside of this mansion. So it stands to reason that they could also be magical. Another thing you notice in this room is that there is a pedestal in the middle, and it looks as if it has 3 specific sides to it, like it comes up into a triangle form pyramid. In that moment, you realize someone has entered the room with the 4 of you, and it's Zachariah, and he says, "Wow, those are some like gnarly posters. I used to have a similar one. It was a zombie in a bikini, and if I turned on a black light, the bikini came off, and it was like zombie titties. It was so hot.
Who the hell are you?
Anyways, hope you guys are good. Buy my tea." And then he leaves.
Can we close the door behind us next time? Whoever's last in. Can we? I don't want. What the hell? Oh, I was the last one in. My bad.
I point finger guns at him. Yeah, Waggle.
Hey, put those down, buddy, okay? That's not funny. There's certain rules to finger gun safety that you need to understand. Okay, I want to look at the pillar. Sorry, yeah, I want to look at the pillar with the, hey, Mouser, can you lift me up? I want to take a look.
Yeah. And he does no, I was going to say he does the like, webbed finger thing to like give him a boost, but he actually just kind of picks him up by the back of his shirt and like, is that high enough?
Simba me. Yeah. I get Simba up there.
Yes. Hell yes.
All right, what's up here?
All right, so being at this level, it appears that these 3 sides that slope up into a tip have a seam to it. So it may be able to be opened, but you don't see any sort of mechanism to open it. And as you look around, there doesn't seem to be any sort of switch or anything that would make sense to open it with.
Can I go look at the paintings with the weird frames?
Absolutely. So because you rolled so high, you can perceive everything you can normally, but because you've noticed that they're most likely magic, you can intuit that you can roll an Arcana here, and we'll give you advantage on it as well based off your previous roll. So you know these are magical in some way, but you can discern the nature of that magic.
All right, that is a 17 for Arcana.
So there is an illusion magic that appears to have been placed on these 3 paintings. So there's something that's being concealed by that illusion magic, so you're not sure. Since you're over a 15, you can actually tell that there's another spell beneath that one. There's one that's illusion, but the second one that's more difficult to perceive seems to be containing something. You're not quite sure.
Hey, does anyone have any magic that like dispels magic?
Mouser turns, still symboling Waggle in Brendan's direction, and he's going to continue to Simba Waggle until told otherwise.
Oh yeah, aim me at the painting. Let's try this. I cast Dispel Magic.
All right. So you cast Dispel Magic, and the illusion sort of fades out when you cast that. So it comes off first, so to speak, and you're able to see what appears to be the same type of creature moving around all of a sudden. So go ahead and roll to see if you can dispel that secondary spell. And add a +3.
Yeah. 17.
Nice.
All right. The DC was 15. So when you cast that, which painting did you cast it on?
Let's do the vampire thing.
All right. Vampire it is. So the first time you cast it, it sort of washes away this facade of like a stationary painting, and then you can see what appears to be like a moving object within the painting. And then as the spell sort of takes effect and it seems to wash away whatever that second thing is, you notice something. So when you first washed away the illusion, this thing sort of like walked to the edge and it seems to have like pressed up against a barrier. Once the spell's been washed away and it comes back around, it goes to press it, it falls out and lands on the floor with a thud. And now at your feet is a vampire spawn that looks up at you and hisses.
You're welcome, we freed you. What's your name?
It's at Mouser's feet, and Mouser starts backing up.
All right, guys, let's roll initiative.
Aw, man.
Shit. Although I think that's super great that Waggle's first thing was just like, You're welcome.
We saved you.
18.
Mouser's at 10.
12.
23.
Dang.
That's crazy.
And Mouser's still like wielding Waggle, right? Like I'm your current main armament. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Brendan, you are up first. This thing staggers to its feet after it falls out of this painting as Mouser backs away from it, and it just takes its claws out, and it is here for a fight.
She says, I don't like your vibes, man. And then she casts poison spray. So roll a constitution to see if you succeed. It's a DC 14.
She does save.
Darn it.
All right, next up is Zara.
All right. So I have 2 short swords, and it allows me to do 2 weapon fighting. So am I rolling for each weapon?
Your first attack will get a right and a left hand. Your second attack is just one hand, so technically you'll get 3.
Very cool.
That was a 2 plus a 3, so 5.
Yeah, that does miss.
Right.
Roll your second one.
Oh, that one's better. 19.
That does hit. Roll damage.
2.
Light him up.
Ooh, 2 whole damage. All right.
Bad.
Now for your third attack.
15.
15 does hit. Roll damage.
6 plus 5.
Damn. Scientists agree that that's 11. Your first attack misses pretty wildly, and then you backhand with your other one, and like you just sort of clip this vampire spawn. And then it kind of acknowledges that it's been struck, and it's the first feeling that it's had since being trapped in that painting. You just come down with your third attack from your original hand and just cut this deep slice into this vampire spawn, which hisses at you as you do this. That's your turn. Up next is going to be Waggle.
Okay. Finger guns come out. They shoot a blue light, which is a ray of frost, at its head. Which is a 13 for the attack.
13 misses, unfortunately.
Cool.
So I think this is the first time actually that Mouser has seen Waggle do something magical, and you're currently holding Waggle. So I want you to roll to see how you handle this. Roll a wisdom save.
Yeah, he's scared again.
Okay.
Okay. 16 minus 1, 15.
I think with a 15, you maintained fairly well. You're scared on the inside, and you're like, what the hell? But
It's like the first time the proton pack goes off, and they're all just like, duh!
Waggle just says, aim me better next time. Come on.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Passing
sure.
on the blame, I love it. All right, so it is the vampire spawn's turn now, and because you're literally holding out Waggle, who's a meat shield at this point that just shot at the vampire spawn, she will step forward and try and hit Waggle with 2 claws. It's clear that she spent a lot of time in that painting because she's so slow that when she does try and rake you with her first claw, it just misses terribly. Her depth perception must be off or something here. And then she tries to swipe up with the other hand, and again, just misses. It's just terrible. She sort of looks at her claws and is like, like frustrated with herself. And in that moment, Mouser, it is your turn.
Ben, what do you think? Should I keep holding on to you? Because...
No, you can drop me.
Are you sure? Okay, because I was going to still hold you and I can still kick, which isn't as effective.
Yeah, that's okay. I think I'd rather be dropped after being swiped at.
Sure.
Prefer to be on the ground.
Okay, fair. All right,
drop me.
Yeah, Mouser will drop Waggle and is drawing weapons. Is that free action?
Free action, yeah.
All right, very cool. So he's going to take the great axe out of the invisible backpack and now is equipped and take a swing. Does a 24 hit?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it does hit.
Awesome. Okay, let's see. This is the beefiest character I've ever played.
Dude, I love barbarians. They're so much fun.
It's a 3 plus 3, 6. Second one, 11.
11 does not hit.
Okay.
All right, so you just drop Waggle, reach back, grab your great axe. As you're pulling it like over your shoulder, you just slash straight down through the vampire spawn's torso. It tears open this flesh. You can see ribs. Try and bring it back up to catch her again, and she just steps back and dodges out of the way. She's starting to regain some of that dexterity that most people would associate with a vampire spawn, because they're not zombies. They are much more adept and much more dexterous. Also, if you guys ever want to add flavor text to your own attacks, go for it. I'll fill it in if not. So we're back to the top of the order. Brendan, it's your turn.
All right. So she will cast Shillelagh, which is a bonus action where she touches her actual stick and imbues it with magical druidic power. And then she's going to try and whack the little vampire spawn.
Do you like the signatures specifically start glowing?
Yeah, the signatures all start glowing.
You heard the vampire spawn say, Clintonian. Nice.
So that's a 19 to hit.
19 does hit.
Yes. And that is going to be 9 damage. I think, like, can I make it so that whatever is, like, engraved on the part that hits the vampire, it just, like, stays on their forehead or something? So it's just, like...
Absolutely. Like, you hit them and you hear, like, sizzling when it connects with the flesh.
So just, like... it's like just like Justonian is just like signed on the vampire's forehead right now.
Backwards.
Yeah, it's definitely backwards, 100%.
Yeah, it's backwards.
They look at themselves in the mirror, so it looks at the appropriate way, and she's just like super pissed. You have a second attack, so that was your bonus action, your first attack. So go ahead and attack a second time.
I do have 2 attacks. Wow. All right, I do it again. Okay. That, however, was only a 13.
That does miss.
All right.
So what happens here is you're so proud of yourself from connecting and leaving that imprint on this thing's forehead that when you go to hit again, you see Clintonian glow on your shillelagh, and it just barely passes by and you miss. So up next is Zara. Zara, as you're looking at this thing, it looks worse for the wear. If you had to guess whether or not it's closer to dying or being at full health, it's definitely on the lower end.
All right. Let's hope I hit it.
Short sword attack again?
Yep.
All right, let's do it.
9.
9 does not hit, so go ahead and roll again.
17.
17 does hit. Roll damage.
2. It's the same attack again.
All right, and your third attack. Go ahead.
No, that's also a 9.
Yeah, so that still misses. Good call.
It's not dying.
So yeah, you're just like swinging wildly at this thing, and each time you swing wildly, your first attack just misses. Your second attack hits, but then your third attack this time misses. So you've missed a grand total, I think, of 3 times so far.
I blame it on the haunting visions that I'm having.
Okay, whatever those flashbacks are definitely affecting your combat skills currently. What do we got next? Okay, Waggle, you are on the ground now.
I am, a strong, independent Waggle who don't need a barbarian. I will... roughly, if you had to describe, how much space is there between this thing and the rest? Oh, it's in, like, melee range, right?
Yeah, you are in melee range. You are face-to-face with this thing right now.
Okay. Double finger guns and cast Burning Hands on it.
Oh, shit.
Which is I think they have to do a dex save of 14.
Right
Does this
on.
look like a particularly nimble vampire?
She's getting more nimble as we speak, So she does save on this one.
Okay, but it still takes 3d6 damage as a wave of fire comes out of my hands.
Jesus.
14 damage.
Damn. All right, so you basically reach out and grab her, and she starts to pull away, and she's able to wriggle away, but your hand still bursts into flames, and she catches fire, and she is burned badly. And you see some of these innards that have been exposed are just like catching fire, and like some are cauterizing the wounds, and some are just sort of like bubbling and boiling. This thing is on its last legs. A stiff breeze will knock this thing over. That brings us to its turn, and it's definitely going to attack you since you just set it on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so what?
Don't take it personal, bro. Gosh.
Waggle, does a 9 hit you?
No.
All right, second attack. The second attack, she actually dives forward, lurches its head back, and bares its teeth with a hiss and tries to bite you, which, as we all know, is not something you want a vampire to do. Does a 14 hit?
It does.
All right,
Ooh.
so damage.
Ooh.
Cool. All right, it's going to do 6 damage from the bite itself, and then 2d6 necrotic damage, which turns out to be 4 based on the roll. So it bites you, and the pain of that hurts worse than whatever it's pumping into you or sucking out from you. You're not quite sure what's happening, but your hit points do get reduced by the amount equal to the necrotic damage you took. So your hit point total goes down by 4.
That's pretty
like my
bad.
max hit points?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's a...
Now, that can be regained after a long rest, but you may not get one of those during this. All right, it is now Mouser's turn, who just watched their new friend get slashed at and bit. So what do you do?
Yeah. Okay, he's not grappled, is he?
No, he's not.
Avenge me.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was gonna blast the hell out of this thing, or try to. I wanted to make sure you weren't in range. Yeah, Mouser's going to swing, big hurt thing. First one is a yikes 10.
10 does not hit.
Okay.
This thing should be dead already.
Second one
It would be dead if you hit it.
13.
13 also does not hit.
I know.
Unfortunately. So you swing at this thing. You're trying to swing around Waggle while he's being bit. You're like, stop biting my friend! And like you're trying to hit it, but you're trying to avoid hitting Waggle, and because of that, you do miss twice. That brings us back to the top of the order, and Brendan, who has had some success, so take it away.
All right. We're gonna try to whack it twice again with my shillelagh. So let's do that. The first attack is a 14.
That misses.
Damn it. And the second attack, is a natural 20.
Yeah, that does hit.
All right. A 5 plus a 3 is an 8 plus a 3, which is 11.
All right, so go ahead and describe how you killed this thing.
So I think Brendan raises the shillelagh over her head and brings it right down onto the back of this vampire skull, because it's like leaped forward and trying to like bite our gnome friend. And with a sickening crack, you just see Keef backwards on the back of this vampire's head.
So, feet.
It's his feek.
It collapses in a heap, and you just hear like as it dies. You are victorious in this battle.
It kind of falls onto me, right? Like, it's kind of like, because she came from behind, it's like collapsing on top of Gnome.
Yeah, you know
lovely.
what? Go ahead and roll a strength check to see whether or not this pins you to the ground.
Ah! I got a 1. Got a natty 1.
Okay, with a nat 1, for some reason, as this thing falls forward, you decide that you're going to try and like move underneath it as if you'll be safe there, and then it just falls directly on top of you.
I was going to say, can I use my reaction to do the Squid Games grab, and as he's falling, just like hold him briefly for a second, and you know.
You know what? Yeah, we're going to go with it. Why the hell not? You put your arm out, so the vampire spawn's body falls onto your forearm and just like there for a second, and then slowly slides off and falls to the ground.
Gross.
As this happens and hits the ground, you heard a and an arrow sticks into it suddenly, and you look around and you realize that during the battle at some point, Yujna opened the door and came in and just watched as you fought. You're not sure how long they were there, but once it was dead, they shot it with an arrow. And they just say, I helped.
Damn it, Eugenia!
And then he walks away.
I might kill that one.
Yeah, we should probably go
Yeah.
finish those guys off first. Maybe 4 against 3. I mean, we probably would.
Mm-hmm.
Zachariah actually runs in the room and he's like, did we get one, guys? Oh my god. And then he just vomits on the fucking floor
Stop
when he
vomiting
sees the
in our
vampire
room.
spawn's
I
body.
close the door again.
The door was canonically closed. I don't know what this...
They're opening it.
Yujina opened it while you were fighting and no one
They
noticed
have
it.
thumbs.
I actually have a Monster Hunter kit that comes with a wooden stake. And so I'm going to go ahead and take the wooden stake and stab this vampire spawn through the heart.
That's a great idea. I don't think we would have thought of that.
When she told me she had this kit, I was like, son of a bitch. So anyways, as you do that, the thing has flame start slowly spreading from where you've stabbed it, and it just turns into dust. And that pedestal that has those 3 sides at the very top of it, one of those sides actually lights up as soon as this thing vanishes and turns into
Interesting.
dust.
I may only have 9 intelligence, but I think we need to do this 4 more times.
Well, the good news is I'm out of dispelled magic slots, so we actually, we can't. What do we do?
As you have that thought that there are at least 2 more paintings you're going to have to disperse of, and realizing you don't have the magic to do it, you hear a sound coming from outside the door, and although you're not exactly sure what it is, it certainly sounds like a child crying.
What?